Good morning, everybody. I am so joyful that you have found us here at St. John United Church of Christ for our final Joy in Tough Times Sunday morning Sunday school devotion. I'm Pastor Jana Myers, and I could not be more joyful that you have found us for this final one. If you haven't made it to any of our other Sunday morning Sunday school devotions, there are 4 previous videos you can go back and watch for all kinds of reflections on joy in tough times. But this morning, I have been saving up for you. I am very excited about this one. This one, written by Reverend Molly Finney-Basquette, who is a pastor out west and part of the Still Speaking Writers Group at the UCC, has written a lovely and important Sunday reflection. So you can find this at ucc.org/daily devotion, where all of our devotions for this series came from. You can also find it on our weekly emails, which are on our Facebook page, as well as if you've signed up for them, they're in your inbox. This morning's is called Resist Dance. It was published by Molly Basquette on January 15th of 2021. Our focus verse this morning is Psalm 30, 11 through 12. You have turned my mourning into dancing. You have taken off my sackcloth and clothed me with joy, so that my soul may praise you and not be silent. When I was in chemo, my doctor prescribed a bolus of merriment every day against the depression and fatigue. Luckily, I had small kids, and that helped. One of our most reliable ways to get our joy on became what we dubbed the 3-minute dance party. Even if we were running late for school, toothbrushes in hand while packing lunches, we submitted to the religious ritual of putting on a song loud, sorry neighbors, and shaking what God gave us, with help from Michael Jackson, Ricky Martin, and Janelle Monáe. Even if I wasn't in the mood when I started dancing, by the end of the 3 moments, my joy was full on and organic. Music and movement prime the pump that feeds down deep the well of joy that God has placed into the core of every human being. Dancing is the way of working out the toxic stress sludge in our muscles. It helps us stay alert and strong, yet not rigid. The opportunity to power pose that dance provides a scientifically proven way to increase confidence and change our brain chemistry. Whether you disco, dab, mosh, or jitterbug, the 3-minute dance party will tap divine joy. So, beloved, in these hard times, these cancerous times, these long days of chemotherapy for our culture and politics, when your strength is flagging and your will to resist is failing, I hope you dance. I have to admit that we were given a very similar prescription, I guess by ourselves, but for the first, many weeks of the pandemic. In March of 2020, we had what was called the Daily Dance Party, and it wasn't 3 minutes. It was like 30 minutes. It was insane. Everyone was sweaty, and it was so loud. We got out every musical instrument we knew. And when the weather wasn't bad, we'd open up the front door, and everyone would dance on the porch. We even have a little boombox type thing we were given that shoots lights all over the ceiling. So we would turn that on and go truly wild. It seemed ridiculous in the midst of all that was going on to decide that we were just going to dance. It seemed silly and ridiculous and pointless, and yet it came to be the thing that all 4 of us looked forward to. Immediately following dinner, we'd put the dishes up, and somebody inevitably would say, "It's time for the daily dance party," and we would go bananas. It turns out that Daniel is a phenomenal DJ. I'm the worst. Luke excels at jumping on and off furniture to a steady dance beat. And Addie enjoys being swung in the air as fast as she can to every possible rock song. She might be into heavy metal music at 2. What it has taught us is that that time of silliness, of pointless revelry, was one of the most grounding parts of our days. When we didn't leave our house and we didn't know what was happening, we at least had those moments to physically move. And there's something that's so powerful about jumping up and down, running around, wiggling, hopping, and bouncing. It doesn't make sense. But you know what? Our bodies are more than our brains. Sometimes when things don't make sense and they're not logical, we think it just can't be. But the reality is that our bodies are our souls and our hearts and our muscles too. And sometimes those other parts of us know a lot more than our brain does. So I think the prescription for a dance party is due for all of us. You might not choose Michael Jackson, or Ricky Martin, or Janelle Monáe. You might not pick, like I would pick, all the 80s pop music, or Daniel picks all the rock ballads of the 1970s. Luke has developed a deep and abiding passion for music of the 40s. Addie loves things that are way too loud and obnoxious for me. I wonder what your music is, that whenever it comes on, you can't help but kind of wiggle and dance in the chair, in the car, in church. However it is, I want you twice this week to dance. You can do it for 30 seconds, 3 minutes, or 3 hours. I don't care. The duration does not matter. But the consistency does. So don't do it just once. Do it twice. Carve out some time to tap into the other part of your knowledge, your body knowledge, your heart knowledge, your soul knowledge. Because things may not make a lot of sense right now, and that is completely fine. But not understanding does not mean we can't rejoice. Does not mean that we can't find ways to move and celebrate. So, I will give you, I don't know. What do we think? 5-second preview of a silly, silly dance party right here, right now, to bring you some joy at the end of a long series of joy. So I'm only giving you 5 seconds. You have to fill in the other 25. So wherever you are, stand up. On the count of 3, we'll dance. The music is in your head. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! Now it's your job to keep dancing, your job to keep rejoicing, your job to keep resisting what would overwhelm you by tapping into the heart knowledge, the body knowledge, and the soul knowledge that you possess. Come right back here for worship. It will be a joyful exuberance of all kinds of nature things. We're talking about the joy that we find after we take rest. I'm back from vacation. I've got all kinds of stories to tell you, and I cannot wait to see you. So come back here in just a few minutes at 10 o'clock for worship. Before you go, let's say our final prayer. Holy One, don't let heck-bent hearts leave us bitter. When we come closer to selling out, make us reconsider. May we give the heavens more than a passing glance when we get the choice to sit it out or dance. You hope we dance. Amen.